and then we'll just start. All right, guys, do the poll so I can understand exactly how you're feeling. And if you hear background noise, I apologize. Like I said earlier this morning, I am not home. So I just wanted to be somewhere with perfect connectivity. And so you might just hear a little background noise. But I don't think it should be too much disturb us. So let's go. All right, so can you guys see my screen clearly? You can type it in the chat, or you can open your mic and let me know. This is the first practice paper we're going to do. It is drama, well, of course, module 1. Perfect. So nobody speaks. How about we get a reader? Or maybe I should read the first one and then you guys can read the second one. So I'm going to read this, and then based on that, we're going to do the questions. Well, you're going to do the questions, and then I'm going to see how ready you guys are based on how you answer the questions. Some of you might be familiar with some of the questions because you would have practiced past papers already, but I promise that I found the most unusual ones. So we're not going to do the same paper. We're going to do this for module 1, this for module 2, and this for module 3. All right, so I'm trying to mix it up. I know sometimes you guys have papers. So, all right, let's make the screen larger and go into it. So I'll read, you're gonna answer the questions, and then we're gonna go through it together. Can you give me a thumbs up if you understand what I mean, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Guys? Okay, thanks, Joseph. Thank you. All right, so module 1. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I don't know what's happening here, but as long as you guys can see it, then it's fine. All right, module 1, drama, the zoo. Now, I'll let you in on what happened at the zoo, but first, I should tell you why I went to the zoo. I went to the zoo to find out more about the way people exist with animals and the way animals exist with each other and with people too. It probably wasn't a fair test. What with everyone separated by bars from everyone else, the animals, for the most part, from each other, and always the people from the animals. But if it's a zoo, that's the way it is. I'm sorry. Haven't you enough room? Well, all the animals are there, and all the people are there, and it's Sunday, and all the children are there. Move over. All right. And it's a hot day, so all the stench is there too, and all the balloon sellers, and all the ice cream sellers, and all the seals are barking, and all the birds are screaming. Look here, you have more than enough room. And I am there, and it's feeding time at the lion's house. And the lion keeper comes into the lion cage, one of the lion cages, to feed one of the lions. Move over. I can't move over anymore. Stop hitting me. What's the matter with you? Do you want to hear the story? I'm not so sure. I certainly don't want to be punched in the arm. Like that? Stop it. What's the matter with you? Here we go. Okay, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Hold on. All right, here we go. You guys can see my screen again? Just making sure.
Yes, miss.
Okay, perfect. That isn't funny. Listen to me, Peter. I want this bench. You go sit on the bench over there. But whatever for? What is the matter with you? Besides, I see no reason why I should give up this bench. I sit on this bench almost every Sunday afternoon in good weather. It's scheduled here. There's never anyone sitting here. Get off this bench, Peter. I want it. No. I said I want this bench, and I'm going to have it. Now get over there. People can't have everything they want. You should know that. It's a rule. People can have some of the things they want, but they can't have everything. All right, so based on that reading, we're gonna answer the questions. I hope I did. Okay, good. That's all of the paper. We're gonna do some questions now. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, perfect. This is the first one. So you guys can think about it. I'm going to show you the questions, or maybe I can just send it in WhatsApp. I'm gonna send the entire dialogue in WhatsApp, and then you guys can answer the question. All right, so this is the question, and the question and the dialogue is in your WhatsApp. So you can think about it, and then we'll answer it together. All right, guys, let's talk about it now. What do you guys think about the question and about the passage? Guys, are you guys hearing me clearly? Hello? Guys? Guys? Okay, good. Joseph, thank you. I need you guys to tell me what you think about the question. It is not far-fetched for them to ask you a question, whether multiple choice or like how they used to do it. That's like this Jerry bullied Peter. Okay. But how can we appreciate the extract? What about the characterization or the directions or the dialogue or the themes that comes out of it? Let's appreciate it. So one of the things that you're charged to do when you're studying literatures in English is be critical about and analytical about how be analytical about the passages that you're given or the text that you're given, whether it be a novel or a short story or even a poem. But here we go. So we have two characters, which means that the focus is going to only be on those two characters. But interestingly, that is in contrast to the title of the text, which is the zoo. No, the extract having the title, the zoo, and these characters fighting, it is very important that you can understand that this is what is, yeah, Darshani, yeah. Are you seeing it now? Can you see that? Okay, so it's important that you understand how the title comes in and how the characters rather bring out what the title actually is and what the text or the extract is kind of saying. So we start off with Jerry, and first of all, the stage directions in the first part with Jerry says he pokes Peter on the arm. He shifts a little. Now think of Peter and Jerry as actual animals. Let's say they're gorillas, right? Or let's say Jerry is a human and Peter is an animal, all right? So Jerry has visited the zoo and Peter is the one that is caged. So Jerry goes and he pokes Peter on the arm because, of course, Peter is in a cage. Let's say, again, Peter is a gorilla. No, it goes both ways. Peter doesn't bother Jerry. And then afterwards, Jerry does it again to get a reaction out of Peter. And Peter still doesn't bother Jerry. But then Peter tries again. And now, like when you're poking a bear, Peter starts to react. And after Peter starts to react, he really becomes flabbergasted. And you see that through the stage directions of this extract. Sorry. And then both of them get flustered as if he was not the one who started it all. So that's where you can point it out in stage directions and characterization. Let's go along to the dialogue and the themes. So within the dialogue itself, it's not long. And it not being long shows you the temper that animals can have. They don't have a very long span or wide span of being able to control their temper if somebody repeatedly pokes them, basically. So like all animals, like people, like anybody, whomever, after you've been pushing a button for a long time, you will get a reaction out of anything. So during the dialogue, you'll see that Jerry leads most of it, right? Jerry, he talks about how everything is happening there, and Peter doesn't even talk that much. And when we have Peter talking, Peter is mostly being friendly. So let's think about that with the theme of the zoo. If you were supposed to go to another zoo and you saw, let's say, a lion, for example, you'd have probably a tour guide and you have the persons who are visiting, the visitors, and they're taking pictures and they're looking at the animal and they're talking, and the animal is not really giving them the attention that they want. But after a while, after being there for a while, and you can notice that the extract is very, very short. After being there for a while, the animal starts interacting. The animal will walk around a little bit, the animal will get up. And if you kind of do too much, maybe take too many pictures with a flashy camera, you might notice that the animal comes close to you. But let's even think about it deeper or be more analytical with it. Let's say you're developing homes and you go into maybe an area that has it has a lot of greenery. So it's a forest, and you're developing that area, and you literally take down all the trees. You take everything, and you clear the land. Now the animals that were there before, they might not even pay any mind. They might just run off. They might just not be bothered. But after a while, you keep doing that, you just might find that the animals will attack. So, for example, in Jamaica, where a lot of our parish capitals are, there were homes for birds, blackbirds. And what the blackbirds would do is in the evenings, they'll come back and they'll just be on the electrical lines. So they'll be on the transformers, they'll be on everything, and they'll poop on everybody. No, I'm using this example to say that no matter how much you push and push and push animals, they'll come back and they'll give you the reaction that they want. You can see that through the dialogue. So Jerry calls him crazy. Peter doesn't even react to that. Jerry tells him to get off the bench, to move, all of that. And then the themes. Now, what important themes are we seeing here? Joseph, can you help us to recognize what themes are here? Joseph, seeing any themes? Anybody seeing any themes? No, they just want me to tell you. All right, so there's a theme of humanity. There's a theme of humans versus animals. The motif of the zoo is very important because it helps you to. Okay. All right. So the motif of the zoo, it's very important because you get to understand how people react with not only each other, but how they react with animals. So, Jerry went to the zoo to do a test, and during the test, he noticed that he literally said in the first stanza here, he said, I went to the zoo to find out more about the way people exist with animals, the way animals exist with each other, and with people too. So he really wanted to find out what was happening between the interpersonal relationships and the intrapersonal relationships. So the animals with themselves, people with the animals, and animals with the people. But ironically, what we are seeing is how the people react, how the people interact with the people. So Jerry, in and of himself, he kind of made a contradiction here where he was showing us how people react with people rather than people with the animals. And that in and of itself is an analogy of how people react with animals. All right. So we can see through Jerry's interaction with Peter how a zoo actually is. Yeah. You see, guys, it wasn't hard. You just have to see through the lines of it. So don't just take it as on the face, but instead just take a glance and then analyze it deeply. So next is poetry. We have here, this is multiple choice, so it's a bit easier. But let's go to a daughter leaving home. When I taught you at 8 to ride a bicycle, loping along beside you as you wobbled away on 2 round wheels, my own mouth rounding in surprise when you pulled ahead down the curved path of the park. I kept waiting for the thud of your crash as I sprinted to catch you, while you grew smaller, more breakable, with distance, pumping for your life, screaming with laughter, the hair flapping behind you like a handkerchief waving goodbye to a daughter leaving home. You want to read all of the extracts that you have 3 times. Be sure to look at the physical structure of it, especially when it comes on to poems. And notice some of the words that might be similes. Notice the puns, the all of those things that you need to remember. Notice if they're using any lineation, any particular run-on lines or end-stop lines. Notice what type of poem it is. All of that you need to know. All right, so this is the multiple choice. You're gonna do it now. I'm gonna send you the poem in your WhatsApp and then you do the multiple choice. 1 minute. All right, so the poem is in your WhatsApp. Do the multiple choice and then we'll go through it. All right, guys, I'm going on to the next page so you can finish it. On the next page now, guys. All right, guys, going to the next page now. This is the final page, guys. After this, then we go through it. All right, guys, let's go. What do we think about the questions? Are they hard? Are they easy? Let's talk about them a little bit, and we're gonna look at the answers for the questions. We're running out of time, guys, so I might just have to send you they were okay. All right, good, Joseph. The pros. I might just send you the pros and then send you the answers after in your WhatsApp. But let me go on the answers for the questions and then you can see them. All right, let's start from the top. The first question is number 16, asking about the main idea. Let me share my screen with you guys so you can see it. So number 16 asks this question. Share. Hold on. The main idea conveyed in the poem. What's the main idea, guys? Or what do you think it is? All right. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else has a different idea? All right. So the main idea conveyed in the poem is the mother reflecting on her daughter's growth. Number 17 is asking the expression loping along or beside you in lines 3 to 4. What does this suggest that the mother is? Trying to protect her daughter? Okay. All right, guys. Which of the following is the poet trying to convey by the use of pulled? Pull ahead, lines 8 and 9, or 8 to 9. All right. 19 asks which of the following best devices conveys the growth of the daughter through the experience of riding the bicycle? All right, Javel says B. Joseph says D. Why do you think it's D, Joseph? Darshani doesn't know. Okay. Okay. So Joseph, he says it's the continuation, the enjambment is the continuation of sentences or phrases from one line of poetry to the next. And that is correct, Joseph. That is indeed the answer, enjambment. All right, number 20. What stands for number 20? The dominant motif used by the poet to convey. No, Jewel, do you understand why number 19 is D before we even go into answering 20? Guys, these are some of the things that you have to know. The words. All right, so when you continue your sentences from one of the lines in line, like you run into it, it's called an enjambment, right? So a lot of, you might hear a lot of different words that you don't know. Some alliteration, analogy, allusion, some of those words. But when you hear like the anecdote and you hear the what was this one called again? Well, juxtaposition is easy, but you'll hear some of those words. You need to be au fait with the literatures in English words because you have a lot of them, which you might not know, like the cadence or the assonance. There's consonants as well. Yeah, so you have to be familiar with some of them so you can look them up and then you can know. But number 20, which says the dominant motif used, it is indeed A. So you're right about that. I'm gonna go to 21 to 26 now. Hold on. 21. All right, 21 says, it says the best explanation. This keeps going up and down, I'm sorry. 21 says the best explanation of the effect created by lineation of lines 11 to 13 rather, is that it conveys, what does it convey? Number 21. Conveys a sense of tension and anxiety from waiting. Yes. And number 22 is asking you which of the following lines are paradox most clearly evident. You see that in lines 15 to 16 as well. All right. The repetition of the word pumping suggests that the daughter is, what is the daughter doing when you hear pumping? That's correct. That's the unafraid, yeah. All right. To which of the following senses does the poet most appeal in lines 19 to 22? Visual. All right. Auditory, Javel. It is auditory, guys. Look back at lines 19 to 22. It's the sounds that you should be paying attention to. So it's auditory for number 24. Number 25 says the word screaming in line 19 is effective because, why is it effective? Because B, creates feelings of ambivalence in the juxtaposition of the mother's fear and the daughter's excitement. All right, that's correct for number 25. Let's go to 26. It says the dominant moods created. Hold on. 26 says the dominant. Hold up. She's giving me a warm time. Let me try to come off of it. Dominant moods created in the poem. What are the dominant moods? It says C. Yeah, foreboding and nostalgia. Then number 27, which of the following lines does the poet use simile? That's pretty obvious. D, yes. Lines 21 to 24. What could the poem be classified as, guys? Is it free verse? Whoa. B/D. You can't choose both. It's actually a free verse poem. Remember the lineation. Yeah, the lineation is what you want to pay attention to. It's not a villanelle, of course, and it's not a lyric, but a dramatic monologue is usually used in drama, guys. Dramatic monologue. And it's not that dramatic, to be fair. Yes, it does say yes, so that really kind of mess you up. Notice the words that are used and the phrases that are used. A dramatic monologue is used in a play, not a poem. Cool? Yeah. Let's finish up. The next one is, no. Yeah. So, this is, okay. How do the last 4 lines function as an effective ending to the poem? You're saying they foreshadow the eventual departure of the daughter, which is suggested in the title of the poem. Okay, that's correct. And then number 30, which of the following is the most suitable alternative title to the poem? Riding Free. Wow. Letting Go is the most suitable alternative. Yeah. What I'm gonna do, this was good. Like you guys said, it wasn't bad. And you proved that in your answers. Yes, they did trick you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to share the, hold on, let me find it. I will share the prose with you, The Pirate's Daughter. I'm gonna send it now. Take a picture of it. And I'm going to send it in WhatsApp, and I'm going to send the questions. These questions are like the ones from the first section that we did. It's not multiple choice, so you have the freedom of writing. Remember that we're analyzing it. Yes, that is ironic. Okay, so I'm gonna send these to you guys for the prose section. Trying to turn up my brightness here. But what did you guys think of this session? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did you guys understand what was happening? Were you guys helped in any way, shape, or form? Give me a feedback. This is good practice though, guys. Don't take it for granted, because honestly, like you said, they're not that lit. So you have to be ready for it. I'm gonna send you the stuff now in WhatsApp. So keep practicing, because paper 1 is no joke when it comes to literatures in English. And then we can go over it together. It's past the time. I was planning on finishing 12:30, but this is fine. So you guys, the papers in WhatsApp now, I just sent it. You can do it. Life or death, last chance to get a 1. All right, Joseph, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You're welcome, guys. Have a great afternoon. And please don't stress out yourself. This is a grade. It is not the end of the world. Trust me, when you start getting D's and C's and maybe even failures in university, I'm not calling it down on any of you. I'm just saying realistically, you have some courses that are next to impossible to pass because of either the way they're set up or the teaching style of the lecturer, which might be different from what you're used to. But when you start getting those things, you'll appreciate how nice it is to do literature. Until next time, guys. Bye. Take care. Have a great exam. And please do not stress out yourself.